Nova Scotia's EMO asked to use the hall as a registration centre for residents of Portapique who had fled their homes.
For residents of Portapique who had fled their homes.
An RCMP officer was posted here in a cruiser. By this time, police were on the hunt for the shooter, who they knew was impersonating a police officer. At 10:30 a.m., 2 RCMP officers fired multiple shots outside the hall. Sources have told CTV News the officers thought they were firing at the suspect when it was in fact a fellow Mountie.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Why don't you get yourself some turned-down collars, Poirot? They're much more the thing, you know.
The thing, Hastings? Do you think Poirot concerns himself with mere thingness?
No, I see that.
The turned-down collar is the first symptom of decay of the grey cells.
You know, I just think if people keep pushing, I can't, first of all, thank enough all of the hard work. There's 3 fellow YouTubers who are working very, very hard with me on this one. Rage in the Cage, Steve LTT, and Just My Stupid Opinion. Just plugging them, sorry. But they are fantastic guys, really been busting their humps here. And, you know, stepping up to the plate, because there's a certain amount of risk saying certain things. And also, likewise, all of the people who are volunteering information and time, which is, like I said, over on the Discord or sending me anonymously information, it is fantastic.
All right.
What's going on?
What's happening? Steve. All right. So, late at night. What time is it down there?
Oh, she's a late one.
It's 1 o'clock down there. Oh, your device needs to restart. Yeah, of course.
Of course it does.
How are you been?
Good. You?
Yeah, pretty good. Well, if we got in here 11 people. Beth, Nick Lou. It is late. Well, I guess it's morning time down there, right?
Yeah, it'll be like what, 1?
Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
That's okay. So, lots of stuff happened in the last little while. Linda McDonald. Evening. Morning. You done your Christmas shopping?
Me? Yeah. Long done. You?
Well, I can be totally honest and say that welcome, Linda. Paul's here too. We always welcome family members. I don't have really much time to do anything except sleep on the couch and read.
Yeah,
I talk on the phone a lot.
That does happen. Yeah. I'm like
a woman now.
You're a phone junkie.
All the time. I swear I'm going to get brain cancer here pretty quickly.
Get the earbuds, man.
The earbuds.
Yeah. You just never leave your ear. You're good.
Come on, burner phones. I don't even know if this one has. No, probably not. No. I'll dig out someone that does. Steve, you need to bang on some Christmas lights in your dark room. See?
Yeah, I do.
The lighting.
You know what? It's actually pretty. It's pretty well lit. It's just a big room. And yeah.
No, the lighting blows. the lighting blows. Oh, Linda's done her shopping.
Oh shit! That's what I should be doing actually right now. Oh well. I'll get in trouble.
Oh, is that what you're supposed to be doing? Is your Christmas shopping?
No, wrapping. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can finish this off then. It's okay.
No, it's okay. This is important.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what have you come across here? What's going on?
Well, I've been pretty much reading those ITOs for days.
Uh-huh.
to which I'm pretty sure everyone has, because there's a lot of pages.
Well, we need to that's a problem on my end. I haven't got I'll take the blame for it. How's that? I like that, because we don't have the ITOs. The latest batch is out. I don't know if they're out. The last two, I think maybe one is, but definitely the part 3, the 3-parter is not out. You're talking about the 3-parter,
Yeah.
and there's lots of issues you're finding in there.
Yeah. There's just things that make me have more questions, really. There's things that I've never heard mentioned until this point, and it just makes me say, why? At 8 months, why am I hearing about some of this stuff just now? I don't know.
Well, speaking of 8 months, is the emergence finally of Glennard.
Yes.
This one is amazing. I haven't had a chance to listen to the. So somebody actually phoned me and said, "Seamus, don't listen to the 13 hours. Your blood pressure is going to go off the charts." Literally, somebody called and said, like, be very careful, because I recorded it, and I could hear a little bit of it in the background when I was on a phone call, but I didn't like what I was hearing, and the fact that Glennard suddenly, after 8 months, they've been speaking to him apparently, but now all of a sudden he's come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, it's a little strange that just now he's appearing
and making statements with his dementia, which he has been in long-term care for. He has, let's say, autoimmune disease, which I'm not attacking the man. I won't specify beyond that, but that he clearly has physical, mental, and disabilities, and he's also, at least according to the ITOs, a convict.
Yeah. They say he's got really good long-term memory, though.
Oh, is that what they say?
Yeah.
That's why Brenda needed to stimulate the conversation. Hey, do you remember when, with the leading questions?
Yeah. Because his memory is very good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see the full interviews unedited from back when, who was that? Gerster over in Ottawa somehow doesn't dispatch any. No, but they did send somebody over to verify his voice on the recording, but they didn't bother to ask him anything because Brenda, of course, didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what
useless witness.
I don't know what people in the chat. He talked about the asshole's childhood, says Linda. Linda is Lana's cousin. And she was asking about that Paul was saying that Alana dated Gabe. What do you know about that?
I don't know anything about that. No.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of things, but without real verification of anything, I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight? First cousin. Wow. Well, welcome. It's I know this is a tough time of year.
Yeah.
Or we collectively know that this is a very tough time of year for everybody, but specifically for families.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know anything about it, Linda? about Alana dating Gabe.
Yeah, that'd be
Previous-
interesting to hear.
All this, I had heard something, but again, separating rumor from.
Yeah. And when you're not there to verify any of it, again, it almost feels like you're depending on hearsay a little bit from other people, right? Hey, don't be biting that. You're going to kill my Wi-Fi.
Was that the evening, Mark? She said that 3 good friends, according to Paul, said that that they were involved. Well, Gabe was involved with a couple of women, definitely in the story. So,
yeah,
which was I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to say anything about the business about Lisa McCauley.
Yeah,
I know that that's, from what I might understand, is true, but I don't understand quite the emergence of it. Anyway.
Yeah, until it has super relevance. I mean, there's not really any point in pointing that, kicking dirt up somewhere where it's not really doing anything.
Right. I mean, I don't think it, other than, it does bring out some interesting sides to that, because Gabe sounds to be kind of a ladies' man.
Yeah, it does kind of show to his character for sure.
Yeah, so I'm having a hard time with the abusive component.
How do you become a ladies' man if you're so abusive?
Yeah, and I'm sure in that
community it gets around.
Community, it's going to travel around pretty fast if somebody's probably not that great of guy. What are your thoughts on the abusive side, Linda? Seems to have been quite a cheater on Lisa. Yes, I think it was an openly known thing from my understandings. It was Lisa Banfield, which now they're fine to name her. They still don't want to name him, which is interesting. I find a lot of this there's a lot of propaganda going on. The whole thing to me is propaganda from the Twitter on it.
Yeah.
So some guys can be abusive and a ladies' man. I would agree, but from what I've heard, and again, I'm just operating from what I've heard. I haven't heard any firsthand accounts other than Glennard, who's now, and this took 8 months. We're dealing with somebody who is a convict. So not somebody who's very reliable in a court of law, has dementia, which is pretty, to me, the whole thing behind his stuff is very sketchy.
Yeah. Dementia is a significant disease.
We don't have the emergence still of any other people. Like, there should be a lot of people coming forward. Here, that's speaks to some of what I'm mentioning about if he's a ladies' man, and I'm not meaning that in a good way. I'm just saying if he gets around with women, shouldn't there be a lot of people coming forward by this point saying, he abused me, or, my friend went out with him and here's her name. She's abused. I haven't heard anybody.
Yeah. You would think you would hear lots of it.
Yeah, to me. Glenn B in the house. Loretta. Would be nice to read those ITOs. Steve will help me with that. He was trying to send me the links on how to do that. So there
I did.
Sorry?
I did send you the link.
I know.
My phone is ringing without ringing. It's weird. It's vibrating like it's ringing right now, but there's nothing happening.
There's nothing happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
weird.
My brain sometimes.
Give me 1 minute. I'm going to have to make a call. I'm just going to turn my screen off for a second.
All right. You do that then. Okay, so I think you think that they're too embarrassed to admit that they dated him. I could see that, but I could also definitely, yeah, for sure. But I could also see that there's going to be other women who know of other women. And given the fact that, a lot of people make contact with us, it's just the sheer absence of it. Whereas heard kind of some other type things, even the ITOs seem to indicate in the latest one, there's some comments about how, and I'm just saying the facts as they are. I'm not meaning to defend or anything. I think everybody should know that by now. I'm just looking for the answers. There's comments. I mean, you had Candy Palmater, who came out right away, who I guess is of some note, who knew him some time back, yes, but said, he was a nice guy. She didn't know him to be this abusive monster. I think what we're getting painted is a picture of somebody who's a to hide the real story underneath of it, which is the criminality that's probably existing within the RCMP and possible corruption and some other things that were going on down there. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's this story is a very big spider web that's really all over the place, and I think there's a lot of they're throwing the path off, throwing people off of the path by giving them more options to look at, sort of idea. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Mark's saying that the abuse is normal until they figure it out, which I totally agree. But I know, at least in my personal life, and that's the only thing I can speak of, is experiences I've had or things that I've read. And there is somebody that I am quite close to who is dealing with a lot of this, and somebody who has died. And the thing is, as soon as they died, it all started pouring out from the circle around them. Nobody wanted to say anything at the time, but kind of when that weight is lifted, then it should come out. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing somebody who comes forward. I'm seeing book deals, and I'm seeing pictures being painted. Because if we actually trace back the initial stuff, it goes much further back than Linda McDonald and Gene Sarson, both of whom have some interesting ties. Gene Sarson, clearly RCMP. I found some interesting things. I don't know if I should show them. I found some pictures of somebody in Gene Sarson's family with RCMP officers down in Nova Scotia. They don't live in Nova Scotia, and there's some references to that. So, and they're in somewhere that probably they shouldn't. They'd have to have clearance to get into. So I think that's Jerry, Jerry Sarson, Sergeant, retired RCMP. So I think, kind of that stuff is kicking around. But if you went back further to, I think it's the 20th in the Sun, there is an author, I can't remember what the article is, and he makes some statements that are not from any specific person. They're not verified. They're not even, I don't think he even says a source, like a police source or anything. He just kind of makes some claims. I'm not familiar with the author even. And you had a group called the Femicide Observatory. Is anybody familiar with that?
I think I've read some stuff on that.
And they came out. They were the ones that started it. And it was interesting because I was listening to an interview quite early on, and the person who was in charge of that, let's see if I can find her name here. She, I have the interview, but I won't play it if my computer. Amanda Dale is her name. It's called the Canadian Femicide Observatory for Justice and Accountability. And Amanda Dale did an interview quite early on, and after this article was published in The Sun, and said, oh, you know, how some of the quote members in Nova Scotia, members of the board, they have quite a huge board, have, I can't remember what she said, some kind of something or other. Anyway, I scrubbed through the members of the board that are in Nova Scotia. There's 4 of them, I think, 4 or 5 of them, and they're police. So I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
RCMP, and Halifax PD. Let's see, who is one of them? Verona Singer is one. Let's see where that is.
That name doesn't stand out really.
Verona Singer has her master's in criminology, University of Ottawa, PhD, also Dalhousie. Verona has worked as practitioner in intimate partner violence, sexual violence, criminal justice, former manager of victim services, Halifax Regional Police. So, and then you had the, let's see here, you have Lenore Zan, or sorry, not Lenore Zan. Oops, sorry about that, bud.
Yeah, no worries.
Where is it? Okay, we had Dolly Mosier. Here's another one. Coordinator, Halifax Regional Police Victim Services. Also integrated role with Halifax Regional Police and the RCMP. Interesting. I don't think that lady is.
It sounds like they would fit really well with, public inquiries and things of that nature. Sounds like they'd be good star witnesses.
Yeah, so I mean, there's clearly bias put in here from police input from these different. So you got the non-state torture, which of course is the perfect shield, because what did they have, the New Brunswick sergeant down there yesterday, RCMP New Brunswick, charged with sexual assault.
Oh, geez.
Now again, that's not proven in court, but there is a problem within that organization, which some of it is real, some of it is not real, but it definitely exists. And definitely there's the business about that a lot of complaints aren't honored. People have died, women have died as a result of that. And yet NST, which is non-state torture, the perfect cover because they're never going to attack anything to do with the state. That's their mandate. They're only supposed to go after singular individuals. And Gene Sarson, Linda McDonald, G7, and what was it? The other one, the UN.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's pretty interesting that lately we get, I know you and I spoke off the air about that prior to this, that you've spoken to Dolly before. Okay. Gail, welcome. It's very, very good part of the group. And I find it interesting because I don't think that there's anybody in the media that has particularly said anything about Brenda Forbes, Glenn, or Linda and Jean, and kind of gone after that at all.
At
mainstream media, and yet we have quite a bit. Things have changed. The LinkedIn page changed right away. Certain things got scrubbed as soon as we started talking about it. And
friends list went private.
Friends list went private. Yeah, there you go. There's another thing is the friends. Friends, Linda McDonald has some very interesting friends. And yet they're answering this in the mainstream media, literally. So where's Glenn? Where's Glenn? Where's Glenn for months and months and months? And finally Glenn is out. Now, all of a sudden, we have Glenn.
Yeah, well, it's convenient. Their documentary's almost done, right?
Sorry?
Their documentary's almost done. They got to keep that hype up. So when they release it.
The Injustice Collector. So they're still pushing this one. But really underneath it, I think what we're doing is that they're hiding what was really going on down there. So I
got a kiddo that's awake.
Oh, okay.
I'll try and get back in here.
Okay, that would be good.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Hopefully I'm back.
So there was some other interesting things that I dug up here in the last little bit. Actually, the last couple of few days have been really busy. Excuse me, coming up with some interesting stuff. Now, where was I going with that? Brain fart. Steve is not from Nova Scotia. No, neither of us are from Nova Scotia. Just friends. That's all. Hopefully coming out with something. There were two stories I wanted to touch on specifically. There was, there's three probably, but the third one is slipping my mind. Now, let's start with this one. I think most of you are aware that I have questioned, at least asked questions, right? I'm not saying anybody's bad or anything like that. That's not where I'm coming from. I've had a lot of questions about Lloyd Johnson and his role in what I believe to be this part of this propaganda machine. And I'm not attacking this man, but cigar shop, that would be the Milford cigar shop, right? If everybody remembers. This was pointed out to me today by somebody, and I kind of threw in a couple of other pieces, and I was like, oh, I've questioned a few things in the past, if you have watched things in the past, but let's see, where is it here? Very interesting. Now, if you guys can remember, because what they did was they showed the initial video on CTV Atlantic of the changing the vest and all this, and they actually did have the time in the upper corner. And a long time back, Adrian pointed out, well, it says the time in the corner, but everybody else in the mainstream media is cropping that part out. CTV Atlantic isn't. They didn't originally. And I was like, oh, and it said 10:55, right? So along comes the RCMP and say, oh, no, like basically they don't answer it and say, nobody asked us anything about it. They just change the time and they move it back. They crop it out and then they say 10:25, right? Do you guys remember that? 10:25. So, you also live in Alberta. Okay, excellent. We've got a few Albertans in here. Okay, it's probably the lateness of the hour, right? So, so let's have a look at the original interview. Where is it here?
Lloyd Johnson isn't on Twitter,
okay,
but his daughter, who lives in Cape Breton, is.
All right. Now, hopefully there's not going to be any echo, because this is very important. I want you to pay attention to what he says. His story kind of is a bit fluid and dynamic, shall we say. This is his story originally.
Lloyd Johnson isn't on Twitter, but his daughter, who lives in Cape Breton, is. When she saw Nova Scotia's RCMP tweet that the killer might be in the Brookfield area, worried, she called her father.
Okay. Careful note. Brookfield tweet. When he gets the Brookfield tweet, he gets a phone call from his daughter. Okay? Right? Let's listen some more. That's when he's concerned. He doesn't work at the cigar shop, right? By the way, he has nothing to do with it. He owns a bingo and some other stuff. And we'll look at that a little bit.
Dad, get home as soon as possible. There's a killer at large. So I thought about it, and I kind of finished my cigar. And then I headed home.
Video surveillance posted to Facebook from the Mi'kmaq Trading Post in Millbrook First Nation appears to show the suspect pull over along Highway 2 adjacent to Johnson.
So here we go. If you look in the corner, the 10:55, right? Okay.
Driveway, merely 10 yards from his front door. He calmly removes his jacket and puts on a safety vest.
She called at 10:41.
Oh, what time did he say? Very critical. She called when she read the first Brookfield tweet, right? That's what he said. This is his own words. It's not summaries of summaries by Angela and stories. This is his own words. 10:41. Thank you. 10:41. Okay?
The killer arrived at 10:52, and I got here at 11:10.
The killer arrived at 10:52. And he got there at about 11:10, right? But the important part here is the 10:41 comment. Now, let's go back to the Twitter line. Let's have a look at that. Give me one moment, please. Driving. Keep that on driving. Twitters. Twitters. Here's the original Twitter line, archived, okay, just so that you have an idea of the order. My apologies. Okay, where's the first mention of Brookfield? Okay, if we go through this, we've got Central, Onslow, Debert, Colchester, moving along, Central, Onslow, Debert, Glenholm, Colchester. Brookfield, here we go. Gabriel Wortman, suspect in active shooter investigation, last seen traveling southbound on 102, Brookfield area. What appears to be RCMP vehicle may be wearing RCMP uniform. Suspect car, 28B11, rear window passenger, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Right? 10:41. Going to leave this up here. Linda and KL, thank you for typing that out. Now, You know which tweet that is, right? What time did that tweet come in at? That's Nova Scotia time. Let's move this up a little bit so you can see. We'll do like that. How's that? Sorry? Unless somebody is psychic and knows that a tweet is coming 23 minutes in advance, there's a big problem. You following me? How does his daughter know 23 minutes in advance about a tweet that's going to come out way down the line? Uh-oh. Now, I don't want to turn this into a bash on Lloyd Day. I'm going to put a video together, though, which is rather interesting about all this. Let's look at Lloyd a little bit more. For those of you who are new to what we've been doing here, let's go over here. And I'm sorry, I'm slow. You have to give me some time. If we look up, let's do it this way. Who is Lloyd Johnson, right? Some of you may be familiar with him. Again, I'm not attacking the man. I'm just wondering. True LinkedIn, okay? That's Lloyd. This is Lloyd. What do you see here? Where does he work? He works at the Economic Development Office. Is that correct? If I'm reading this right? EDO Millbrook First Nation. Economic Development Office. The Economic Development Office, to my knowledge, is under what? That's right. Fraud investigations. Not saying that any of that is true or not, anybody's guilty or not, just laying down what is true. Welcome, Jumbo, Mr. Moneypenny. Good to see you guys. Gary. Now, 23 minutes before, yeah. So it doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. There's a big fucking problem. Lloyd's story, like I said, there's a lot more to it, but I'll just point out a couple of things. What's this other part here? Whelan Psychological Services, Inc. Now, I spoke about Whelan Psychological Services, Inc. a long time ago. What is Whelan Psychological Services, Inc.? Well, good luck trying to find it now. You're not going to. Let's have a look. You have it here. Notice a couple of things. One, add a website. Add business hours. The phone number. I phoned this phone number, by the way. It's changed because this isn't their phone number. Whelan Psychological Services. Let's see. About. Okay, here's the website now. Correct? How many people does it have employed? 666 people. Some very interesting people linked to Whelan. Let's look up Whelan Psychological Services, Inc., because it doesn't appear to have a website. Correct? Somebody's messaging me. All right. Oh. Do you know what that is? That equivalates with a 404 error, right? It wasn't that way when I was originally talking about it, though. Let's have a look here, because I like these things. This is why I always encourage people to use archive.org. Let's take the Whelan psych copy, paste in here. Dunk. Oh, remember, this is a shrink. How many people archive a shrink? 23 times. Let's have a look at the latest one. I don't know why I waited that long to archive it, but I think I noticed stuff started disappearing. I have worked as a psychologist with 30-year commitment based on evidence-based practice, assisting people experiencing mental health struggles and addiction. I provide therapy to adults and what? HRM, Police Services, Veteran Affairs Canada, Department of Defense, and who? RCMP.
Lloyd Johnson isn't on Twitter, but his daughter, who lives in Cape Breton, is, when she saw Nova Scotia's RCMP tweet that the killer might be in the Brookfield area.
What time? 11:04.
Worried, she called her father.
Dad, get home as soon as possible. There's a killer at large. So I thought about it, and I kind of finished my cigar. And then I headed home.
Video surveillance posted to Facebook from the Mi'kmaq Trading Post in Millbrook First Nation appears to show the suspect pull over along Highway 2 adjacent to Johnson's driveway, merely 10 yards from his front door. He calmly removes his jacket and puts on a safety vest.
It says she called at 10:41. It says she called at 10:41.
A safety vest.
It says she called at 10:41.
Kill me. What? Huh? No. Let's look at his Facebook. I really don't like doing this kind of stuff because it just makes me feel dirty. Honestly. Oh, but there's much more to it, but we'll get there some point. I keep trying to give people the opportunity to tell the truth. Now, there's Lloyd right here, right? Friends with Steve. Not friends with me. Let's look here. We'll go to the first post. Why does it not want to open? Probably because Sunday, 10:41. My daughter Jazz calls me, Dad, go home ASAP. There's a killer at large. 10:52, very precise with his times. Killer parks in my yard. How do you know that? How do you know that? 11:10, I arrive home. Oh, he knows when the killer arrives, but he's not home. Killer gone. 977 Willow Street. Doesn't become crime scene 17. I don't want to become victim number 23. Thoughts and prayers for victims and families. What date? April 23rd. That's right. Now I'm really shook up. April 24th. Incident took place at 10:50. Watching Keith's bar open up at 9:55. Missed gunman by 10 to 15 minutes. Sorry? Let's go back to the video. There's more in there. The propaganda machine. Like I said from the beginning, people think I'm fucking kidding with you. This is what the media does. I'm not joking. This is a very coordinated effort all the time. Not just in stories like this, right? Sadly, this is a microcosm, and it's a tragedy, but it's very illustrative on the broad sense of the lying, the propaganda that media runs. Bernie, oh, he's one of my good friends. All right, let's continue.
The killer arrived at 10:52, and I got here 11:10, shortly after he left.
Oh, he's not got it figured out.
Panic, Johnson says he finished his coffee and smoked with his friend before heeding his daughter's advice.
Do you see how they try for the longest time there if you go back, because I already dug out some of it, but I actually thought that Lloyd worked at the cigar shop. You're interviewing a man smoking a cigar in front of a cigar shop. This is working at Whelan. The psychological, Seamus. You're just 10-4. Really? This is why you have stuff being answered. Now, let's continue.
I think the cigar saved my life. Because I just hesitated for a bit to finish my cigar.
Likes his gold.
Next door at Keith's gas bar, manager Kristen Sillaboy believes it was the killer in the video. She received a text message from a friend Sunday, whose brother is an RCMP officer, saying the suspect was in the area. It's an RCMP officer. Message from a friend Sunday, whose brother is an RCMP officer. She received a text message from a friend Sunday, whose brother is an RCMP officer, saying the suspect was in the area and to go into lockdown.
Did you know that there's an RCMP thing just up the street? Little detachment, I believe. Literally just up the street from the cigar stop. You know where he is. Your station is just up the street. You're warning other people. Get into lockdown. How about get your ass over there? Oops. Why do they want to do this to you? What is it that they're hiding? I'm not attacking. I'm attacking what the fuck they're trying to hide. Why are they doing this to people like Linda McDonald in here? What do you want to do? You want to screw the people who employ you to protect them? What's a bit of a stretch? What's a bit of a stretch? 23 minutes in advance. Please explain that to me. Please explain that. He knows what he said. He knows exactly what he said. He wrote it. He said it in his own words, twice. Admissible in court. Chris and Silboy's getting advance notice. The RCMP's just up the street. What? Why did the time move on that? Mm-mm. I find this all rather bothersome. Just bothersome. The emergence of this video, by the way, very suspect. Let's see. What does it say there? Oh, that's right. Because we started pointing out that you can't have the video at 10:55. Mm-hmm. Where is it? Five minutes after you're supposed to be in Shubenacadie, which everybody was laughing at my pronunciation back then. I think I finally got it right. So what do? Keep attacking that one. Attacking it here and here alone. What do? Oh, we'll crop that out and we'll just change the time. Did Lloyd see anything? No. Did Brenda see anything? No. What's the type of camera that's being used? IONET. Do you know what IONET is? IONET is an automatic IP detecting camera system connected to the internet. Why does it say, why do I know that? Here we go. Let's play that out. Sorry, it's not. There you go. Courtesy, Facebook, Charlie Marshall. Do you know who Charlie Marshall is? Charlie Marshall. Let's have a look who Charlie Marshall is. Charlie Marshall, who is the council member's daughter, scrubbing through the internet, finding video, posting it up, who doesn't want to answer any questions about it. Interesting. Have all the texts from Lloyd, by the way. That's going to be enlightening. She took the video down and didn't want to answer any questions. It's connected to the internet. What does that mean? When you connect something to the internet, think about your computer. It sets the time automatically. 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 You know, like you drive across the border with your cell phone, you take your laptop, go to a motel, hook up to the internet in a different province, different state, different country, already knows what time it is. Plug and play, already knows what time it is. Everything that's connected to the internet sets the time automatically. We don't have 11:25. That would mean somebody had to go in and manually change the time. Why would somebody change the time to be the wrong time? Now, that's fine. I expect detractors. Perhaps they have some ties. Remember how I showed there was a person who was saying something in their account? What was it they liked? Oh, that's right, RCMP. They were subscribed to everything RCMP. Remember that? Somebody's YouTube account? Those of you who watch me? I understand people get defensive of their stuff, and I believe it. I understand that. Now, let's see if I can find something else here interesting. Cult leader. Yes, cult leader. That's fine. Now, you want to bring facts? You bring facts. You bring facts. I love to debate you. Bring it. Bring it. You remember, I have lots of legal stuff in my background. Bring it. You bring it. Give me your email address. Come in here. You want to come debate me? You want to debate me right now? Debate me. Let's go through. I'm not your son. Don't call me that. I need you to understand. Definitely not your son. Let's go to this article. April 22nd, 2020. Okay? Going down, you remember how I pointed out about the 2 to 3 dozen motorcycles? Brian McDonald. See, I can bring up that tape if you want. 2 to 3 dozen motorcycles fabricating. 2 to 3 dozen. That's a lot of fabricating, especially for dirt bikes. I don't know how much fabricating you get done on a dirt bike. Where is it here? Okay.
Think prevention with the Prevnar.
I'm gonna have to mute that for a moment.
two biggest stories in this country, the pandemic and a mass murder. We begin in Nova Scotia. The RCMP there have given more information about their response to the worst mass killing in Canadian history. At least 22 people were murdered.
They were in the process of preparing an alert, discovered the
So a lot of the delay is officers, and then a discussion about what the message would be, how it would be constructed, and what it would say.
Where is this? Dartmouth.
The gunman had vehicles restored in the garage behind his denture clinic. Scott Blakeney spruced up the shooter's motorbikes 5 years ago.
What? Certainly doesn't look like dirt bikes to me. Let's continue.
He took this picture in the garage, which has the same background as the notorious image RCMP released of the mock-up police car used during the rampage.
I would say the vehicle was parked exactly where those bikes were parked the time I was detailing them. So when I looked at it, I said, that's him.
Now, that's not correct. Why do I know that? Because Aaron talked. Right? Look carefully at the photo. The point is, firstly, the motorbikes. 2 to 3 dozen. 2 to 3 dozen. I know about where they're going to, so. Now, look at the shelving unit, right? The green. Okay, now this man, Scott Blakeney, which I find interesting, they don't use the name. Usually they put the name in a box.
Clinic. Scott Blakeney spruced up the shooter's motorbikes 5 years ago. He took this picture in the garage, which has the same background as the notorious image RCMP released of the mock-up police car used during the rampage.
Wood countertops, right? Let's go to Aaron Tuck's Facebook page. Fryer. Fryer had 2 Facebook pages. This is his old Facebook page. It got hacked. If we go backwards, what's this? Look familiar? What does he say? Actually, I believe he makes some comments about it. Cool collection. I know, eh? No. I'm not going to get into definitely into some of his stuff today, but Oh, what a night. I was lucky to hang out with this old girl. Too bad it's snowing. Where was this taken? So, I know this stuff because I know it from, obviously, people that are connected to the story, i.e. family. That's over at, to which, funnily enough, Jason Gillis even speaks to it. The pictures were taken by Jason Gillis in the warehouse, right? The one bike that was supposedly a chopper, but he had 2 to 3 dozen of them. 2 to 3 dozen. One has to ask themselves, where are all the bikes? We have a missing truck in the warrants. Those of you who have read them. Not accounted for. White F-150. 1 to 2 unmarked cruisers. Undetermined. Definitely 1, possibly 2. Mercedes 300, white. And motorcycles. Where are they going? Why does one need so many choppers? Maybe he was just an aficionado of choppers. Possible. I don't know. Where are these bikes? Unaccounted for. Unaccounted for. I haven't had the chance. I haven't brought myself yet to that stage to listen to the global Sarah Ritchie piece. The latest one. I don't know who in here has, but I don't have good hopes for it. Glennard, dementia. Leading questions, pre-recorded sessions. Believe me, I'm not a liar. Believe me, I never saw anything. Believe me, I'm not a liar. Brenda Bo Forbes, singular. Article on national media, televised. Jane Gerster getting a book deal. Post that global, what date was that? May 22nd, that aired. She gets a book deal. Writing on misogyny in RCMP. McClellan and Schuster. Nice. Coming out in 2022. Sounds like Linda McDonald. NST gets a book deal. Now, Wortman's estate. Okay, I think, again, we all kind of went through that a long time ago. The property values, the 3 adjacent properties alone in Dartmouth are worth well over $1 million. And yet they were telling everybody, well, you know, he just has $1 million. He just has $1 million. 2.3. Well, let's use something more mainstream. It's all the same anyways. It's coming from Canadian Press. All of them coming from Canadian Press. They run in every news outlet. But in here, there's the demonstration of the fact that Lisa the estate is, remember how I talked about this a long time ago? The estate is facing several lawsuits, both from Wortman's common law spouse, Lisa Banfield, and from the families of the victims. Lisa Banfield is essentially suing the families to cut them out of their portion of the estate. Damages. Why? Why would you do that? That's an awfully strange thing to do. I believe I made some Twitter post about it. Last night. You can manually adjust the time, but why would one want to manually adjust the time? Why would you want to manually change the time for it to be wrong by half an hour? Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, our store got robbed, but you're going to have to change that back by half an hour. Please subtract half an hour. Do you know how well that would hold up in a court of law? It wouldn't, because the defense would be like, well, how do you know that that time is right or wrong? Case dismissed. Nobody who wants a security system is going to want to change the time to be the wrong time. That doesn't really add up. It's kind of like that other sneaky picture, the one at the weigh scale. You know the one I'm talking about? Which nobody has still touched. $10.31? Squeeze me? Who runs the truck weigh scale? Oh, that's right. The RCMP. How is it that he's arriving in Enfield an hour before he's shot? How is he arriving there 20 minutes before what took place in Shuby happened? How is it that he's arriving there 6 minutes after he's at the cigar store? This is connected to the internet also. This is something that they need to use logbooks to verify. When the weigh scale is closed, truckers go and weigh. They use video evidence to prove to verify that your logbook is true. Why? Is he just sitting down at the gas station for an hour? By the way, daylight savings time, that would be spring forward, fall back. The time would be 12:30 if it was that. It isn't. No. 2 hours off then. Something's not right with that picture. When repeatedly pointed out about the one tactical unit that dealt with Mr. Wortman at the Enfield Big Stop, because everybody saw all kinds of footage
It was one. Gina Goulet. It was low on gas, and then a remarkable coincidence.
A what?
It was low on gas, and then a remarkable coincidence. When he pulled up to the Irving Big Stop, the emergency response team and a K-9 unit officer were already there.
Yeah. Kept hammering on about that over here. You said one tactical unit. Where's that clip? Our friend O'Dear did an excellent job. Actually, let's watch O'Dear's video. Of course, because it doesn't make sense when you think about it, that you have all of these RCMP vehicles just zipping around every which way from Sunday. But it's one tactical unit that dealt with what happened down there. What a remarkable coincidence.
Stop, the emergency response team and a K-9 unit officer were already there, also filling up in an unmarked vehicle. Sources say it was one of these officers who shot the gunman.
Which finally they have now come and said, yes, actually it was. Elizabeth McMillan's article was deleted. You can still actually see that. If you go to the Wikipedia on Nova Scotia mass shooting, you scroll down, you go to the conclusion of the events, whatever you want to call it, just the anyway. Ooh, have they altered this now? At the time, they have. Okay, no, wait, hold on a second here. They were filling up on gas. What is the footnoting that they're using? Oh, they have changed this. Oh, very interesting. Wow. Because the Elizabeth McMillan article changed. Those of you who have watched this for a while know. Let's see if we can find the old post for this. Copy. You can actually go through the history of Wikipedia and find out when they've changed it, which would be relatively recent. Because you don't have all kinds of police officers sitting around, zipping around and doing all this stuff. Where's the video of that? We've got a few of them. Right? No, that's not it. Excuse me.
They got the killer right here. They got him on lockdown. They're going for him right now. They got the killer right here. Oh, they got him, bud. They shot him. I heard the 4 shots. I heard the 4 shots, bud. There he is. They got him. What's going on here, man? Oh, yeah. He's telling us to back up, Justin. Back up. He's telling us not to come. Okay, go.
Okay, there's the one everybody's familiar with now. Notice all the different pictures and poses. People moving, different people. One tactical unit, 2 officers. What the fuck is going on here? What did they show us? Oh, he's in custody. Oh, he's not in custody. Oh, the remarkable coincidence. Somewhere I have that one. That one's pretty interesting. Oh, this is back to the weigh scale stuff. How far are we talking about here? Because lots of people watch this don't. I know that there's a couple of people watching from out of the continent. So this just helps them understand where we're talking about. 1031. So this would be whereabouts Warman's vehicle was photographed. The still Gina Goulet's car, my apologies. Which, by the way, a 2-minute drive. There you go. Sorry? Well, 1-800-803 RCMP. Confusing. Gina Goulet's car. The feel-good story about the dogs. You remember that? Have they deleted the article? I saved it. Dogs. I did it in a video a while back. What time did they actually backtrack the backtrack to Gina Goulet's house? What time did they actually get to Gina Goulet's house? Which is how far away? Half an hour. Shot at 11:30. Okay, let's say it takes half an hour to drive up there. That's noon. What time did the dog get taken to the vet? Gina Goulet's dog that was shot up there? 6 p.m. How does it take 6 hours to go back to her house? You have the license plate. Hell, I have the license plate of Gina Goulet's car. You have access to CPIC. You can actually run the plate. It doesn't take too long. You know where that car's from. What you saw down there was a gigantic propaganda show. The one video I'm looking for, sadly, I can't seem to locate at this point in time. I know it's in here. Where you actually see them running around and they're changing poses. Canadian Press. It's done by Canadian Press. You know, doing this shit. And it's windy. And they're running around. And you have Blue in there. And then Blue is out. I know I actually set it up on one of my previous projects. But one only needs to use logic. If there's one tactical unit driving around, stopping for gas, coincidentally, at the same time that Mr. Wortman is coincidentally stopping for gas because he has a vehicle that has no gas in it, as he's the most wanted man, he's going to pull up beside the RCMP unmarked. Really, it's really, you know, sneaky, those unmarked Yukons. No, not too sneaky, not with big cages and blacked out windows. We know what that car is. He knows what car that is. He's an aficionado of the RCMP after all. Do you think he's going to pull up beside the RCMP? Most wanted man. Derp, just down the street from the Enfield detachment. Derp. Hello, how you doing? Remote viewer. Pray all is well. Listening in. There we go. See? Crispy bacon. Sorry, I don't read the comments all the time. 4 minutes. When you look at a few of the photos, it's funny because they actually had southbound traffic from before the bridge. If those of you, like, I don't live there, never been there, never been down to your beautiful province. Don't know. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. They actually had the traffic stopped off to go to the big stop. But the picture that they showed us had a red car driving towards it. How did it get there? I thought the roads were closed. Northbound 102, north of the airport, closed, blocked off. Why? Was he coming from Halifax? Last I heard, he was heading south. Kind of the Twitter line seems to follow that. Why do you have northbound 102 closed south of the big stop? Derp. Yeah, I mean, this is logic. It's like smacking in the face logic. Where are the motorcycles? Where are the motorcycles? Where are the other cars? Where is the white truck? Is the white truck, in fact, too much stuff? Way too much stuff. This white truck, it fits. Funny enough, it's a Ford. Correct year, 2017. Same markings. Where is this white truck? Where is this person? Why is there only one photo of it? They're stopped there. By the way, somebody's in the vehicle. The brake light's on. What's going on here? Oh, who's that? Joey Weber's vehicle on site. 2 cars unburned. White truck. Brakes on. Somebody's in it. Where is this white truck? No roadblocks anywhere. Where is the white truck? Now, I heard mention, and I how do I do this properly? There may have been some confusion in the nighttime podcast, I think. So just to get the vehicle that was parked at the end of the Blueberry Field from 10:38 to 10:58. What time did they say that he escaped? On the Blueberry Field. They like to push that really heavy. I don't know why you want to keep laying that one out there, because that, you know, most people have already bought it, sadly. Okay, What time do you say now he escaped? Oh, that's right, 10:45 in the blueberry field. Was originally 10:35. Was originally. The one photo then moved it. Right? So the person who came over to witness the fires was parked at the end of the blueberry field. No car passed them. They were on the road. They know. I know. I know. KNOW. No. When I say I, obviously, you know that I know. That there may have been some confusion from the nighttime podcast that was the white truck. That is incorrect. I know what type of vehicle that was. I know the story behind it. And it's not a white truck. So I don't know why there may have been some mix-up in the nighttime podcast stuff about that. Nothing to do with it. So I needed that clarified. The truck with the burning police cars. The one photo, aside from, do you remember how long we've had that photo? Like fucking forever? Forever and a day? I don't know. When was this? May? June? At the latest, June. And it's actually got him on scene, the supposed gunman. Why is this white truck here? Who is this white truck person? Anyway, keep watching. I have heard that something's coming down the pike in terms of Lisa, possibly. I could be wrong on this one, so I don't know the details of it. All that I know is that I've been told something big may be coming down about her and not favorable in her direction. Another thing I also wanted to point out, in the ITOs, my reading of them, the latest batch, the people who keep pointing out psychopath, etc., you know, the verbiage that's being bantered about, come from a certain person's perspective. People affiliated with a certain person. Seemingly. I could be wrong. Definitely seems like it. Females, friends, suing victim, getting charged with her brother-in-law, with her brother, supplying ammunition, not looking the best. Really not looking the best. Because an abused woman, okay, I guess I absolutely understand that one, can see that maybe she would be beaten, coerced, whatever, fearful, buying ammunition, possibly. But that means, first of all, she has an FAC, as the RCMP like to call it, which is actually PAL, even though it's their program, personal acquisition license, which got renamed many years ago. Don't know why they haven't got that figured out yet. Don't know. Can't answer that. Maybe they just want to appear very much about the appearance of incompetency. Oops, sorry. Let us off the hook. Don't ask questions. So she has a gun license by the sounds of it. By the sounds of it. Interesting. But you have two males involved. Not sure what Gabriel Wortman, singular, individual, male, is doing to two males. She has lots of males in her family, by the way. See, bit strange. Just pointing out, strange. Lisa has a support group on Facebook. Well, do remember, neither of the Facebook groups, you're allowed to talk about that. Strange. In fact, I think, I could be wrong, if you share this video in there, no, I don't want to say that, because has anybody been banned for sharing my stuff over there? They just won't allow discussion of it, but there was some mention that if you share things to do with anything like that, then you're going to get banned. Shh, don't say that, Linda. I'd be curious to know who's in it. Maybe you can let me know. Contact information is below. Always looking for tips and information, because we want to help in whatever way we can. All of us. The big, huge group, the hundreds here, awesome. Those of you who are here, those of you, I hate to use that stuff, that share and like stuff, because that's self-promotion, which is rather gross, but it helps get the message out. But I know that what we say here has an effect on the media. And I know that it comes directly from here, some of the stuff. Directly from here. Not me. No, I'm just a one dude. 4 YouTubers. Hundreds here. Thousands on the Facebooks. Pretty awesome. Working for truth. 23. I don't care where anybody sits on a political spectrum of whatever that is. Somebody has died in it, and their family is experiencing grief. And this is not an attack, by the way, on any individual. I'm going to listen to them. You say 23, you want 23, you got it. Period. End story. No questions asked. Seems pretty reasonable. Right now, it would be 23. Nick Beaton's child would have been born. Sad. Very sad. Redactions. Summaries of summaries of summaries by CFSEU. the reeking knowledge of certain high-level people. Why? 23. I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters. I think that's just another smoke bomb. Oh, interesting about the drug raid down in New Bedford, was it today? Big stuff happening down there. I don't know what it is all about. I have some suspicions. Lots of things I don't say, lots of things I've come across, but just keep filing away. Let's see how many unanswered. Like this is my day. It's what time? Midnight. I still haven't answered messages in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of messages. My email box is full. Please be patient with me. I'm trying. I'm really trying. It's your support that keeps all of this going. Your knowledge, right? I can't ever stress that this is not a singular individual. This is not about self-promotion. I do nothing. Look at my channel. What? I gave this shit up years ago. I had a decent life. I've had a good life. It's always what it says on my channel, and I have. I've been lucky, very lucky. Where is this? Warning. My channel is demonetized. Has been since the beginning. Funnily enough, it was this topic that got me demonetized. I've talked about a lot of stuff that's pretty racy. This one topic I did one video on, possibly two, right at the beginning there, demonetized my channel. They demonetized it. They said, what was it? I have the email still. Your content is about a one topic. I'm like, what are you talking about? All of my videos I had taken down a while back. I put them into private. I can't take them down. That's why I have that warning there. Because if I show anything, then I'm out. So I can't. And frankly, my stuff to do with other things has nothing to do with what happened in Nova Scotia. It has nothing to do with helping the 23 and the hundreds around them. So I don't like to taint the waters. Sometimes I do. I'm sorry. I get into some other things. I can't help it. I'm human. But I try to just keep it pretty much focused and try and keep the politics and things out of things. Because, frankly, it doesn't have a place. What does have a place is a lot of grief, a lot of hurt, a lot of dishonesty, a lot of criminality. So that's what I talk about. Now, I don't know what happened over there in New Bedford. I found the response from the RCMP Nova Scotia and the tips. You see, is your guys like here? Maybe check this article out. Yeah, maybe I may get it a few times. So what? That doesn't mean I don't want you to send it to me. any little tidbit of knowledge helps in all of this stuff, right? So just keep it flowing. Did they delete it? No. Okay. I found this a bit callous, to be honest with you. I support the RCMP, as in I support people who really want to do their job. I don't support dirtbag, shitbag, white shirts that are running a mob and screwing their employers, me, you, everybody else, over. No, I don't support that. But I do support really great people, and there were heroes that day and that night and the next day. And since there's always heroes. RCMP, you want to explain what the massive explosion was while a Walmart parking lot was full of people? Doesn't it sound like exactly a no public risk? Thank you. I think that's a legitimate point. Hi there. Hi there. During the arrest of a suspect in a drug raid on Damascus Road, a device was used to distract the suspect. The device is made of loud sound, but poses no threat to safety. Anybody familiar with flashbangs? Flashbangs. Screw off. Yes. There we go. Here's one in Indiana. People get hurt from these things. Children, babies. No public risk. Have to be very careful of them. They're not considered non-lethal. They're dangerous. So that attitude, hi there. Hi there. How's it going? How you doing? No problem. No threat to public safety. Poses no threat to safety. Not sounding very much like they're getting the message. Their employer is not happy. They are endangering other people's lives. People died as a result. Problem. Just like the nice stuff that happened down there in Halifax around school in rush hour. Extraordinarily reckless. Almost losing control of their own vehicles, endangering their own lives. Let's get a hold of this. If the problem with crime is that severe, then you better fucking crack down hard. Otherwise, you better just come out and say, listen, you know what? This is what you're going to experience from now on. And say, we are going to pose a threat to safety. No problem. Hi there. We pose threats to safety. concussion injuries. These are not. This is dangerous stuff. They carry big weapons, like Colt law enforcement carbines. I wish somebody could tell me. I think somebody was going back when I said that about the guns. Cruiser uniforms, badge. Nobody's identified the badge. Hello, badge. You say it. You said it in your press conference, Campbell. Badge. B-A-D-G-E. Badge. Hi, I'm with the so-and-so, RCMP. How do you have a badge? How do you have uniforms from HRPD? How do you have uniforms from RCMP? Uniforms, plural. Authentic. Not so on the badge on some khaki shirt garbage. Real fucking shit. That car was loaded, excuse my French, loaded to the tits. Loaded. RCMP members don't have familiarity with their own cop cars to that level. Why does it have a Monet sticker on it? I think it's called a Monet sticker. Monet. Or see, I don't, this pronunciation shit. Monroney sticker. Monroney sticker. In the window of the car that officially matches up with 2017 Taurus. Actually, I'm not even 100% convinced that that is a 2017 Taurus. I'm not sure. It most certainly is a police interceptor. The headlights, or sorry, the taillights on that show that. The taillights on a police interceptor are actually different from a regular Taurus. They don't have the reverse on the actual taillight on the outside. So, why has it got a new car sticker in the window? Loaded. Why is he running around with the law enforcement carbine? Remember, long time ago, I said, you're probably going to see that prediction. Could be right, could be wrong. You're not willing to tell us sourcing information. The store. Give me the store. The owner. Let me phone him. Let me go drive down there and interview him. Let the 23 go down there and have a chat with him. Instead, you just want to trot out the same cast of characters time after time after time after time. Brenda, Linda, Jean, same story. Don't slip in gas. Careful over there. Go move the vehicle with no handcuffs on. I've got a handcuff on, but then suddenly the handcuff disappears. What? With what hacksaw again? Did you pull that out of your black, what is it? Oh, the blue puffy coat, which suddenly just appeared in when? May 4th, the warrant was sworn out. When was the cold discussion starting? I believe that was right away. Right away here. How do you get Clinton? Another interesting thing to note about the, and I know that's contentious with people, and I just want to point out the facts, that's all. Don't slip in the gas pouring alongside instead of him. I don't know. Who knows? Did she see anything getting lit up? No. No, she didn't. She somehow has her back turned conveniently all the time. I didn't actually see it, but then some things were on fire. The accounting of the photos from the RCMP say one vehicle, one Taurus in the old Rusty with the light bar. One at the warehouse, one at the house. What time were bullets heard till? What time was shooting going on down there? How about, here's another one. I'd like to start my new intro. I think I'm going to ask Steve if he can set it up. I think I have the clips. Another really good clip is we engaged the gunman at some point during the course of the evening. Leather said that at a press conference. I thought he was gone. How's that possible? How are people hearing gunshots going off until 2:30 in the morning? How are houses going poof later in the evening when he's gone? Blueberry Field is out until sometime post 11 o'clock. There's a lot of water in the ditch that night too. If you notice behind Clinton in the video, means the roads are pretty crap. That. Oh.
Yeah, let's go 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I love this one. Stop messing with the video.
10 o'clock.
See?
Upstairs to go to bed.
Do you see what's behind him? Right over here. Do you see this? A lot of water. Blueberry Field Road is in the shade. Not a dirty car. You know, when you're the most wanted man in the world, of course, you're going to stop for gas. You'll also go and get a car wash. Nothing to see here. You know, I just read on the Tweety Tweets. Did we use the Facebook? Oh, no, we didn't use that. Oh, sorry. On the Tweety Tweets, I just read about the mass shooting. Those cops must be everywhere. Yeah, but there's one going through the car wash over here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Come on, logic. Clean as a whistle car. Clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. Right? Not too dirty. Or the ghost truck's gone. Who knows? Can't get out. Can't get out. Blueberry Field. So if you can't get out Blueberry Field and you want to go with that story, where else does he get out?
There was one way in and out of the community. It's important to note that.
Why do you want to keep telling me that? Why do you want to tell me that? One way in, one way out. Oh, but we have something over here. I don't know. All I know is that road was blocked till 11 o'clock. I have an issue with it. If nobody else has an issue with it, fine. And it's not about that. It's just about trying to get to the truth. And, you know I probably get nitpicky. But the nitpicky is the stuff, the details, the devil in the details. Since when does gravel road use logic? Logic assumes the truth is the basis of your explanation. Well, I don't know. I'm using my life experience. I have a ranch. I fucking know what it's like. I've been stuck a lot of fucking times. I don't have roads that are graveled in many places. Certainly not taking a fucking car down it. Rut roads? Not even happening. Can't even bring my car to the edge of my property. Screw that, man. Won't happen. I don't want you to know Gabriel Wortman got out another way. I don't know. And it's really, I'm just laying out inconsistencies. But we know for sure no escape through the Blueberry Field till sometime post 10:58. Which of course just makes sense. You don't want to say that you arrive on scene, you get the phone calls, and he's done all of these horrendous acts in 35 minutes. Driving up and down. There's a nice little quote out of the Global Podcast, I believe it is. I think it's the Global Podcast. He was driving around Portapique Crescent while the kids were hiding. Each loop takes 3 minutes, approximately. Timed it out. So that's some time that's been eaten up. Oh, good night. Merry Christmas, dude. Here's one of the guys working hard, just as you all are. So, yeah, pictures from a different angle. I'm not sure if what you're referring to, Linda, if you're referring to the Shuby. Yeah, there's different angles. Only certain angles. Only certain times. It's been scrubbed, in my opinion. Tech wants to set up something with you, Seamus, to come on your show or his possibly. He used to install radio comms, military helicopters. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I don't see this stuff. I'm very bad. I try to see the things and the messages. Contact information is below. And you know, Steve can go and talk, or somebody can go and talk. So, truth and all, just woke up. 3:20. 3:20. If Lisa knew one target, she knew all of them. Fully informed. All should be warned. All should have been warned. How about the emergency alert? I like that disgustingness that Leather tried to push off and say, do you know why we didn't use the emergency alert? for the construction sounds. You remember the construction sounds a few days later? We're going to use the emergency alert on you this time. Oh, that's why we don't use it. Because you're terrified. No, actually, what happened on the 18th and 19th and your mishandling trying to bury the criminality with the Tweeties. Remember? Tweeties. That's why people were terrified. That's why you had on the official RCMP page how to verify if it is a real RCMP officer if it pulls you over, because trust is important. How do you answer Nova Scotians that their trust is really been imperiled by your activities? I believe it was something to the effect of the question the journalist asked. Leather's response: trust is very important to us. Thanks. Derp. Brainwave. Trust is important to everybody. That's a non-starter. Non-answer. Don't buy their garbage. Don't buy that they're innocent. Don't buy that they haven't been fucking all of us the whole fucking time. Yeah. Yeah. It was disgusting. It was gross for construction sounds. Oh. It was construction sounds. Construction sounds. What kept it? How about burying criminality? Pretty easy. How about dishonesty? Occam's razor. Kind of the easiest explanation. All clear. Nothing to see here. Hammond's Plains and Hubley. Over shots fired from a construction site. I will never, ever approach any family member. I haven't. That's just the way I was raised. Give everybody their space. My heart actually bleeds for all of Nova Scotia. Frankly, for all of Canada. But it bleeds up here for the 23 and the lifelong fallout that will be and will never be repaired. Frankly, I don't want to ever see it happen again. And the only way that's going to happen is if we fix that. Because our employees are out of line. And the really great members in the RCMP don't like their work environment either. It's toxic. It's referred to as toxic. Not the stuff that's happening within the RCMP, some of it very, very justified. Some of it not so much. They're fishing for whatever reason. They actually want to implode their own organization. This is very strange, but I think some of us have come up with some reasonable explanations as to that. They want something else, a new force that's stronger and more power. I mean, all they keep doing is asking more and more power, more and more power. People get in trouble. If family members want to reach out to me, I welcome it. Confidentially, I can share what I know. I'm always available. 24 hours a day. Family members that are involved know that, because they have some things that can help me, and maybe I have some stuff that can help them. Because like Linda, like Charlene, like Tara, like other people, like, don't mention, and they need support. People, so that they don't feel like they're ostracized or being made to feel like their questions are unreasonable. They're reasonable. Everybody's questions in this are reasonable. And the biggest one of all is, why don't you want to answer them? Why would you go to the extents that you have been going to? Falsifying evidence, destruction of evidence. Whoa, you're on the next level. I've talked about I was trying to remember it. I think it's called the Z drives. They have some freaky shit, man. Good luck trying to ATIP stuff if they can't even get access to it. It's totally offline. They hide garbage there. They've admitted it in court. You know that? Even though they plug up their own ATIP system, access to information program. They cut the staff. I've shown the articles of that intentionally. Cut the staff. Therefore, the process takes longer. People get discouraged. Let's not do it. Doesn't get fulfilled. Timelines come and go. People forget. You flood the system. They have all kinds of ATIPs flooding in there. All kinds. Lots from their own members. Scary stuff. Why is your own members requesting? You have a problem. I think that'll do for tonight. This morning. God bless you all. Take good care.